Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope they had a good celebration and a safe celebration. But it's now 2022, and a lot of people didn't particularly like 2020, and a lot of people didn't like 2021. I didn't actually find them that bad. Yeah, there was good points and bad points, highs and lows. But from a beer point of view, I don't think really that much changed. I think the trend is still kind of continuing, where like everybody makes IPAs or porters and try to ignore making any other types of beer, because apparently, especially in the craft beer kind of scene, seems to be the only two beers that matter. So there we go. But today we're going to be doing a Suffolk Bitter that we're going to be doing. And this was specially brewed for Marks and Spencer's because it's one of their beers, but it's brewed by Adnams, which my experience of Adnams is it's kind of either hot or cold, either all sugar or shit, as we kind of say. They've got some good ones out there, but they've also got some bad ones in my view, just not there. But this is an interesting one. This was just over £2 a bottle, around about £2 a bottle. It's 5.2% and it's a 500ml. Is there any spiel on it? Just say rows of wooden beach huts with their bright colours and smart stripes are a familiar sight along the Suffolk coast, very near to where the beer is brewed. What the hell's that got to do with anything? I mean, seriously? Does kind of make you wonder, but never mind. So yes, what does it say? Ingredients: water, malted barley, contains gluten, hops, yeast, carbon dioxide. Suitable for vegetarians. Oh, here we go. We have a bit about this beer. Here we go. So we're actually going to get something that might be kind of relevant. So apparently about this beer, this quintessential English bitter is brewed with sweet biscuity, East Anglian barley and grassy fuggles and golden hops. There we go. To create an aromatic beer with a refreshing taste and a long distinctive finish. A perfect match. Try this with traditional beer with classic roast like tender sweet lamb with all the trimmings. I like how it's a case as though they seem to kind of pair up beer with food, just like they do with wine. Why not just have beer as a drink on its own that doesn't need food? Strange that, but let's treat it like wine and pair it with food, because that's it. I mean, obviously when I open up a bottle of beer, the first thing I'm looking for is, where's the num-nums? And then maybe it's always what is this bit of long distinct finish? I see that a lot in bottles, this long finish. What the hell is that? What drags on, you know? And aftertaste, it never ends. It doesn't sound nice. And quintessential English bitter, I mean seriously, just utter bollocks. But anyway, let's hope it's better than the last M&S beer we did, because that was atrocious. That was our Greenwich Winter Porter, and it was just, wow, that was one of the worst beers of 2021. Let's hope this Suffolk Bitter doesn't turn out to be one of the worst beers of 2022. It is made with British hops, which is quite good, and it just says, well, it doesn't really say anything else really. That's it, 5.2, 500ml, and let's hope this is one of the good Adnams, sorry, and not one of the worst ones. Oh, let's get a little Indian flag on it. Oof. Right, let's get it poured. I've actually been losing some of my glasses. I've managed to basically kind of find some of them now. I was looking in the cupboard thinking, why have I got, oh god, I've made an arse of this one. Ooh. Now, I have tried a few bitters in 2021. What I did find is that quite a lot of the bitters that I did try weren't bitter. So hopefully this will kind of up the trend that I've been getting. Is like, why call it a bitter and it doesn't taste bitter in any way, shape or form. So, that's what I get with the smell. Yeah, I'm getting grass. Grass and grain. A little bit of malt. And that's it. That's nothing else. Malt, there was a slight sweetness to the kind of malt, but nowhere near caramelly or toffee or any way, shape or form that way. So it's malty with maybe a slight kind of, that little high pitch aroma that comes with the malt. It kind of lets you know there's a kind of bit of sweetness there. And yeah, that's all. You get little high tones and just kind of highlights that there's a bit of sweetness to the malt. And that's it. So let's give it a taste and see what it's like. Well, bugger me. Adnams, my goodness. You've actually made a bitter that you've actually thought, well, maybe it should have a bit of bitterness to it. So yes, this has actually got a bitter aftertaste. My God. Well done, Adnams. Yeah, getting a bit of malt. A little bit of malt and slight sweetness to start with. It then transitions to the mid-tongue where the sweetness is kind of gone. The maltiness is still there, but the sweetness is gone and the hops are coming in. And then it goes to the kind of tail end towards the kind of aftertaste at the back of the mouth. And yeah, that's when the bitterness starts to kind of come in. You get that bitterness as part of the aftertaste, and it's not a kind of malty bitterness, it tastes more like a kind of hoppy bitterness, so it does. And yeah, it's not too bad. Ooh. It's got the bitterness, but how to explain it? It's not the nicest of bitterness. I mean, if you're having that bitterness, what I like is either kind of a mixture, so you're getting some of the bitterness coming from the malt, as in a kind of molasses, and then you get some of the bitterness coming from the hops. I like that kind of blend where they kind of share the kind of bitterness, and it just gives you a little kind of two-tier bitterness. Whereas this seems to be all hoppy kind of bitterness, and it is that kind of, it just doesn't feel balanced because you're starting off with malt, then you get malt and hops, and then you're just getting a kind of bitterness of the hops, and that's it. So it's like just a slight imbalance to it. It's not a bad beer, and as you can see, it's quite well brewed. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, Adnams knows what they're doing. I think sometimes they try things. I think the last one I had of Adnams was, I think they had the English lager or something like that. That was a kind of a miss. I mean, but they do have hits and they do have misses. But I think one of the things is with Adnams is they keep on trying. They keep trying something different or trying to kind of, maybe reinvent the wheel a bit too much. But at least they keep trying, and yeah, sometimes they get the success, and sometimes they don't. So yeah, they're a bit hit and miss. But it's not because they don't know what they're doing. It's just because they want to just try something a bit different, or just try to kind of do something that's a bit more kind of unique in some ways. So no, yeah, I mean, the aftertaste does dissipate fairly quickly, and it is becoming a bit more better as my mouth is becoming acclimatized to it. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's more different from, I say, a Yorkshire Bitter. Yorkshire Bitter is usually a less hoppier kind of bitter. It gets some of its bitterness from the kind of malts as well, with some of the grains they're using. Whereas this, you're feeling it, you are getting more in the hops. But in saying that, it is a Suffolk Bitter, so it is kind of like in hop country. I mean, it's where most of the hops are kind of grown, is down about the kind of the southeast coast, around about the Kent area and things like that, and Suffolk basically borders right onto Kent. In fact, there's probably some of the actual hops maybe even grown in Suffolk as well. So it's understandable why they went for the kind of maybe the hop kind of finish rather than the kind of multi-hop or even just malt. So yeah, but yeah, it's actually not bad, and it is getting better the more your mouth kind of acclimatises to it. And I would say it's a heck of a lot nicer than the other M&S beer we tried on Christmas Day. That was dire. That was absolutely dire. So yes, what would I give this out of 5? Oh, there's a question. It's actually not too bad. The unusual thing is, unfortunately, that it is actually a bitter with a bitter aftertaste. It's got a bitter taste in it, which is nice. It's unusual, unfortunately. You wouldn't think that, but yeah. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 because it's not badly priced. It's roughly about the £2 a bottle, which is probably one of the cheaper ones that you'll get in Marks and Spencer's. Adnams have done quite a good job. It's a well brewed beer. It does have the bitterness and everything else in it for a bitter, which is good. Maybe not my ideal way of getting that kind of bitterness because it's really all based around the hops, but I can understand it because it is basically from hop country, so hops are in plentiful supply, so I can understand that. And at the end of the day, they're trying to make a Suffolk Bitter, not a Yorkshire Bitter or things like that, from that point of view. So yeah, so I'm quite happy with that point of view. So yeah, 3.5. Would I recommend? Yeah, I probably would. I think it's one of these Adnam ones where, yeah, it's not a mess. They've actually done okay. Yeah, it's not a bad beer. It's 5.2. It ticks all the boxes, so it does. And would I buy it again? I would actually, if I'm going to have a bitters night. And I think it's a case of, at some point this year, there's a few different kind of things we want to look at more closely. We've done IPAs, some specials. I'd like maybe do some specials on other kind of more traditional beers, like looking at bitters from up and down the country and things like this, and maybe golden ales and amber ales and things like that, and just kind of see what they're like coming from different areas of the country and what they're like, and just kind of review them all together. So I think I will be doing a bitter review as a special, and I would incorporate this one because I think it'd be quite an interesting one, because it is different from the more kind of traditional bitters, just because again it's very hoppy to provide the bitterness. So yeah, I would recommend it. Give it a go. If you have already tried it, then let us know what you thought. And yeah, not bad. Well done, Adnams. And a bit of brownie points for Marks and Spencer's to actually get something back on track. I mean, obviously they picked a brewery for their Greenwich winter porter. That just was a complete failure, but yeah, I think Adnams definitely kind of delivered and didn't let them down. So that's us. Thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.